Welcome to the Chew on This podcast. Join your host, Dr. Katie Chew, and her guests as they chew on what matters, one story at a time.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Chew on This podcast. And today we are at a very nice setting at the Boa restaurant in, I think, Manhattan Beach. And my special guest today is Dr. Stacy T. Hi, Stacy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
Good. What did we have tonight? What was our special occasion for tonight?
Well, tonight we had our Vision Source joint member meeting with both San Gabriel Valley and Los Angeles.
And it was a full house.
We had a lot of people today.
Yeah. And I apologize. I didn't get to show up to the first half of tonight, which was candle making.
Yes, but you got a candle.
Well,
we made a special candle for you.
Well, you were sweet enough to call me and ask me what color, what scent, and all that. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And but no, what a great turnout.
We had a great turnout. Got to do something fun, and then host our dinner this evening with just some of our friends.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you have planned with Vision Source for the rest of the year? Because we're at the end, or no, I guess towards the end of first quarter, right? There's some exciting things coming around.
Fantastic. So yes, we have our upcoming exchange in April. So we're all going to Nashville. And this is one of my favorite events, where we get to go to a national meeting, and it's with our doctors, it's with our staff. Then we get to hear some great speakers, get motivated, get pumped up for the year. So I'm really excited about Nashville.
Yeah. And what's your role with Vision Source?
So my role is I'm a co-administrator for both the Los Angeles and the San Gabriel Valley. And my co-administrator is Dr. Justin Abo.
And this isn't the only role that you have. You also have two practices?
I do have two practices. They take up a lot of my time, one in Glendale and one in Alhambra.
Oh, okay. So did you start private practice right out of school, or did
I sure did. I did a residency, and then the day after I finished my residency, I signed paperwork to buy my first office in Glendale.
So for optometry school, which school did you go to?
So I graduated from the Southern California College of Optometry.
Okay, so which is my alma mater, but I think I graduated much earlier than you.
Not by much.
And what was your residency in?
So I did my residency in primary care at the Veterans Hospital.
Oh,
on the VA, pardon me.
VA in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
But are you from San Diego?
No, I'm from South Pasadena.
Okay, so local San Gabriel Valley girl.
Not too far away, yes. Mm-hmm.
And then did you ever think about possibly, when you were first out there for your residency, did you think about staying in San Diego?
I love San Diego.
Yeah.
I did my undergrad up at Berkeley, so I love California.
Yeah.
But home is, South Pasadena.
Yeah.
Family's close by. My network was there. The office was there, and it just all kind of fell into place.
Yeah, I can kind of see the same thing. I had two opportunities to go to UC Berkeley, and each time when that opportunity came for undergrad and for optometry school, I just decided that I was gonna stay local and stay in the LA area.
Right.
It's just hard to leave.
It's
LA.
hard to leave. You have a good network. You have a good group of friends and family. So
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get busy here.
all right,
I'm gonna give you the soft chews.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have the hard chews.
Okay.
All right. And as you may already know, the soft chews, you're the guest, you're going to pull from that first,
Okay.
and you're going to read the question.
Okay.
And a soft chew is a question that's going to be a little bit lighthearted, easier to answer,
Okay.
and makes us, kind of giggle or smile a little bit on life.
Okay.
And then the hard chews are the tougher questions for us to kind of ponder on and really challenges us on our philosophy in life. And so, all right, so go ahead and pull a soft out.
I'm going to choose a good one.
Yes.
All right, here it is. Let's read it here. What type of people do you find yourself naturally drawn to?
that I naturally am drawn to. Do you know the answer? Do you want to go first or you want me to go?
So you want me to answer this
Yeah,
first?
we're each going to take
Gotcha,
turns
okay.
answering.
So I gravitate to people who have similar interests. It can be on a sports level, like I love the outdoors, I love playing pickleball, I love to exercise. So I feel that I surround myself with people who enjoy doing those activities. And then also like on a, like an academic level, I surround myself with people who, have similar goals, or align myself with somewhat like with Vision Source, for example, like-minded doctors, always trying to, make the practices better and, move independent optometry forward. So I just think that you gravitate to people who you feel comfortable with and have similar likes and thoughts on it.
I think for me that I gravitate naturally, that I'm drawn to. I don't disagree with any of the stuff that because I think that also draws me. But I think for me, if I'm going to narrow it down, it's going to have to be people who have great eye contact.
Do I have good eye contact?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You got my eyes fixated on your eyes. No, I think it's because it's a little bit my own insecurity.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I always kind of like shied away from looking at people's eyes, or kind of like cover my mouth, and you know what I mean? And
Sure.
always did one of those.
Right.
And now I feel like when somebody gives me the eye contact, it's reassuring to say it's okay. And then so that leads me to also give them back eye contact. And so that's what draws me. And of course, once you have that eye contact, then the natural progression would be a smile.
Right.
And so I think it's whatever's on the face of that person that will draw me to them naturally.
I like that.
That's before they could say anything. Yeah. All right. Well, that was an easy one. Okay, I'm going to pull out a hard one. And I'm hoping that my editor can edit out all this music that's in the background. And all right, what truth about adulthood surprised you the most? Well, I have an easy one. I mean, a fast answer to that. If I didn't have to think too much, it was basically parenting.
I was definitely thinking that one.
Yeah. Well, and I was also thinking paying bills, but they kind of come hand in hand with raising children too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just one of the things that, we wish we didn't have to, but we have to. And yeah.
And I think for me too, it's, I have a teenage daughter. And so there's no book, there's no podcast, there's no online help that can navigate you through each step of the way. So I feel like I'm constantly being surprised, constantly, trying to figure out the best ways to navigate all of that. And I feel like I said this like right when they were born too, right? It's like nobody taught me that, I have to change these diapers, 10 times a day. Or
So I don't know if you're ready to hear this, but I'm going to tell you that my adult children, they're like 28 and 25. And I just had a recent conversation with both of them that I don't have a guidebook to be, how to be a mom,
right,
or how to be a great mom.
Right.
I can only do the best I can, right? So I'm still having that conversation with them. So I think it's lifelong.
Well,
honestly.
I'm sure they're a little more forgiving at it.
They are. And that's just it. Yep.
Right?
As opposed to saying that when they were a teenager.
Yes, they don't get it.
Yes.
All right. So you're saying stick with it.
Stick with it. Stick with it. All right. I think, again, we answered both answered this question really well. So,
okay. Let's do another one here. Okay. What kind of moments in life make you lose track of time in the best way?
I'm going to have you answer that one.
Okay. I can say that when I'm with my girlfriends and we're just, catching up, and we are maybe having coffee, and that, that 20-minute coffee turns into 3.5 hours, and you're like, where did the time go?
Oh my goodness.
And you're just so involved and engrossed in conversation and catching up with a good friend that time just passes by and you just don't even think about it. So
yeah,
I love it when that happens. But then I'm always like, I've got to be somewhere. We got to go.
You know what? I feel like we're answering so many of these questions alike, but I think that's why we're friends, is that we have a lot of similarities. You're right, because there was a period in my life where, I would have coffee dates with girlfriends.
Right.
And we later on learned that we had to set an alarm on our cell phone. Somebody was responsible to set an alarm, because otherwise we wouldn't know. Time would just fly by.
Like you forgot to pick up a kid or something,
No,
right?
literally. Yes. Yeah. I think that is one of those magical times where there is no time.
Right.
It just goes. But I'm going to say too, for me right now, it's also not just with my friends, but I am holding my time with my daughters more. Yeah. Yeah. I just saw my older daughter. We had a belated birthday celebration out in Newport just on Sunday. And it's like we were at the restaurant for I think 3 hours or so. But again, it didn't feel like 3 hours.
Right,
And then I wanted to still go over to her place, but it was already getting late.
Yeah.
And so it's just these moments. It's like every moment is going by so fast. So, all right, that was a soft chew.
Yes.
We're going to do. I feel like they lowered the music a little bit, unless it's just a different genre or something. It's a little bit. All right, there's questions here that are kind of stuck together. All right. When has life forced you to slow down in a way you didn't choose, and what did you learn from it? When has life forced you to slow down in a way you didn't choose, and what did you learn from it?
I have something.
Okay.
I mean, COVID, we had no choice but to kind of just stop, right? So my husband's also an optometrist, and we were out of work for 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So life just stopped, but in a good way, we gained so much from that time, right? I'm sure so many people can speak to this. My son was in kindergarten. My daughter was in elementary school. We got to have the time. We bought that time, right? We were able to have lunch in the park. We were able to do things as a family. And it was just so great. The silver lining is I'm actually really thankful for that time, because they were still very young and we had the time to spend with them, and we'll never get that back.
Yeah.
So we do look in those moments, and we really are thankful for it. But we didn't choose it, but we are ultimately grateful for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know, when you were talking about spending time, I just remember putting puzzles together.
Right.
And we were building one puzzle after another,
Yes.
another. And then I remember trying to buy some off of Amazon, and a lot of them.
gone.
Yes.
Everyone had the same idea.
Yes, right. and so and then what happened was, then I went to Shutterfly
Okay.
and took some travel pictures
That's
and turned them into puzzles.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, that was
I love that. I'm
was
gonna use
nice.
that one.
Yes, and so we turned those into puzzles.
Great.
For me, when has life forced you to slow down in a way you didn't choose, and what did you learn from it? It would have to be for me when I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And what I learned from it is that, and it's not a cliche, because everyone says, oh, once you hit that point of getting a diagnosis like that, that it kind of makes you have a different view on life.
Different perspective, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so true. It is so true. Because at that point in my life, it's like my kids were still young. I had a practice, and just, there was so much that was happening in my life so quickly that I didn't know if one day, like, I'm not going to be a mom anymore, or is it, do I need to sell my practice? I mean, there were just so much going on, and all these doctor's appointments, just one after another. And just the fear of the unknown was also, weighing heavily. But now that I am cancer-free, I have learned to just appreciate every moment that I have. And part of this, a lot of people have noticed this momentum of 2025 for me. And that is all part of this whole, it's because now it's like, I got to live life.
Right.
I might not, I was already given a second chance, right? So there's no guarantee on a third chance. I was already lucky and blessed to have a second chance.
Yes.
And so that's what I'm doing.
Well, congratulations on being.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. Soft chew.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I got one.
I know my staff kind of stuffed. Before I left today, they kind of like started using the paper cutter.
What is something about life that still fills you with wonder?
Something about life that still fills you with wonder. I am going to have to, if I just go off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say that it's my patients. And the reason I say that is because every patient has a different story.
Right.
And so, I learned so much about their life and then how I fit into that life, because when you have a shared space, you're part of each other's stories, right? And so I think that's where, and we might be sharing similar demographics too, because when you have a lot of patients that are coming from other countries, it does make you pause and wonder about, how is it that I'm so lucky to be able to like have this shared space and have a common language,
right?
But yet we've been raised so differently, right? And so I always pinch myself when I have to like think about that. So
mine might be a little similar in that maybe it's more pertaining to just the office, right? Running an office, being a businesswoman. I think HR has always been a challenge just to do, because I don't have the playbook. And like you said, everyone has different personalities. I love all of my staff, and they're just all different people. So working with them, getting to know what they respond to, what motivates people is all different. We have over 20 different staff between the two offices. So it's just, that still fills me with a lot of wonder, is trying to relate to each person, get to a level where I know them and, we have this level of respect. But each human being's different, and each person's emotions are different. So that there's still a lot of, unknown for me in that.
Yeah. Being an optometrist, do you ever like get bored with your days? Never, right?
Never.
Every day is
so
different.
Right.
Yeah. Because sometimes there's that stereotype of like, which is better, one or two, like the same old, and I've never felt that.
No. And each patient, like you said, brings a different story. We have a different conversation.
Yeah.
So it's all different. I agree.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing? Yes. So, all right. I know you have two kids that are waiting for you at home. Let's do one more round.
Okay.
And then we'll call it a night. It is like, I think 10 o'clock right now at night.
Maybe a little after 10.
It is. Okay. So we will wrap this up.
Okay.
What is something you used to chase that no longer defines success for you today? What is something that you used to chase that no longer defines success for you today?
That's a hard one.
I'll answer this one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want it to be where people are going to think that money was important to me, but it's part of our upbringing, our culture that, once you graduate from college, that the next thing is you got to find a good paying job. Paying means that you need to bring in money. And so I think culturally, we were always told that we got to have a job that pays well, right? And I have to disagree with that. I mean, you have to be sustainable,
Right.
but it's not constantly just chasing the money.
Right.
There are so many things that I would rather chase now, and that chasing is my dreams. Like things that I want to do that may not cost anything. It's mainly finding time
Right.
to make those dreams happen. And so that's what I've learned to no longer chase is the money.
I would agree. I think that's similar for me as well in terms of, when we were brought up, in an Asian household, finding a good job was, something that was very important to instill upon me. Not only myself, but my family thought that. And so my upbringing was like, okay, success is defined by, making sure that you have a good job, right? And I think I was very lucky that optometry fell into my lap, and it is a good job.
Yeah.
We're comfortable,
Yeah.
right? But I think it brings me a lot of happiness, a lot of flexibility. I'm able to be a good role model for my children. I'm able to volunteer with them. I'm able to be a good citizen and do community service. So I think it's allowed me. So not only is it a good job, but it has allowed me a lot of flexibility and freedom to, just have more happiness in my life and be filled with other things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. One last question.
One more. Here we go. This was kind of fun. Okay, here we go. What kind of conversations leave you feeling energized rather than drained?
I already know what we're both gonna say, like conversations like this.
Right.
I think that I think that's why those coffee moments with our girlfriends can seem, like such brief moments because there's so much that we're sharing.
Right.
And I think that's what it is. Conversations that revolve around sharing stories is something that I just love to be part of, and yeah. And then, I don't know if go ahead and answer how you were going to answer, because I was going to say something. So.
No, I agree. And I think this kind of ties up everything in that, we're both optometrists for a reason. We like people. We like talking to people. And I think it brings us joy to have conversations because it energizes us. It makes us feel good.
Yeah.
We can talk to a complete stranger, get to know them in the time span of our examination, and it's fulfilling.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. And talk about fulfilling. It's like, we met about a year ago or so.
Right.
And even though each of us have such busy lives, and a lot of times we do see each other through a formal event. Right. But we also still connect on a friendship level too, right?
Absolutely.
And so I don't know. Thank you so much.
No, I have so much respect for you. You do so much, and very inspired by everything you do.
Oh, I appreciate it. I try my best. It's, I feel like when I share my stories really are not any different than from a lot of other people. And I think, when there's that commonality, it really does bring the best word. It sounds kind of weird, but it brings back some humanity. Right? Because the world can be so crazy sometimes.
Right.
But when you bring back the humanity down to just a basic storytelling, I think it means a lot to a lot of people.
Great.
So, all right, I'm going to give you a quick hug. And so, to all my followers, thank you again for joining us on this Chew on This podcast. As I always remind you, live each day with purpose, see life clearly, and also lead boldly. So, until next time, take care. Bye.